Mabuhay na imbang agsapa kakailan nga taga Cordillera. Isang magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Welcome to another episode of Kapihan. Ito po ang programa kung saan ay pinag-uusapan natin ang mga mahalagang bagay dito sa ating pamayanan. And our Kapihan today would be featuring itong turismo. That's why nandito po tayo ngayon sa Department of Tourism Cordillera Administrative Region. And blessed tayo ngayong umaga dahil umiinit po siya. And I hope na umaaraw, yes. And magiging masaya ang pag-uusap natin ngayong umaga. So, ako po si Clint Isban Totanes ng Philippine Information Agency Cordillera and kasama ko po si Sir.
And ako naman po si J. Cornelio Jaos from the Department of Tourism Cordillera.
And kami po ang magiging moderators ninyo ngayong umaga dito sa ating kapihan. Ngayon, may mga kasama din po tayo ng mga partners sa ating mga different media outfits. So, kumusta po tayo dyan? Yan, nandyan lang po sila sa gilid-gilid. And of course, live po tayo sa ating Facebook page, Philippine Information Agency Cordillera, na naka-cross-post din po sa DOT Cordillera. So magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Magandang umaga din sa ating mga online viewers. And maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa ating kapihan.
And as mentioned po ni Sir Clint, I would like to emphasize once again na live po tayo sa Facebook ngayon, sa official Facebook page ng Philippine Information Agency Cordillera and the Department of Tourism Cordillera. So please, view us also sa ating mga Facebook pages and syempre huwag niyo pong kalimutan na mag-like and follow din po sa ating mga Facebook page to be updated po sa mga announcement natin and activities ng DOT and the PIA. And right now, andito nga po tayo sa DOT CAR Regional Office kung saan we formally opened earlier this morning the Cordillera Heritage and Art Hub. It was a very successful opening program po ng ating Cordillera Heritage and Art Hub dito po sa DOT CAR. So as I would like to share just a little bit about the Cordillera Heritage Art Hub. So it is an outdoor creative space located in the DOT CAR compound. This initiative is a DOT CAR's contribution to the growing creative ecosystem of Baguio City and the Cordilleras. And syempre, Sir Clint, di ba, na-recognize kasi yung Baguio City as a UNESCO Creative City. So, contribution din po ito ng DOT CAR sa patuloy po na paglaki ng Baguio City as a creative city and also to the Cordillera region as a whole. Kaya naman, iniimbitan po namin ang lahat to visit the DOT CAR and explore this newly opened heritage hub and gain a deeper appreciation of the region's diverse cultures and tradition. And today po, we also invited artists po from the Cordillera region to demonstrate also kung paano po nila ginagawa yung kanilang mga artistry, yung kanilang art. Meron po tayong mga weavers from the different areas po dito sa Cordillera region. So we invite everyone to visit us dito po sa DOT CAR.
Alam mo, Sir, kanina nakikita ko talaga yung mga artists. I was super happy kasi nakita ko kung paano nila ginagawa ang kanilang mga crafts, ang kanilang mga arts, and it's really exciting, coming from someone who is also into arts. Talagang nakikita natin na as you grow into, sa age, of course, is marami kang pwedeng ma-share din para sa mga kabataan kagaya ko. And kagaya natin, Sir.
Yes, Sir Clint. Siyempre, batang-bata pa tayo,
Oo,
Sir Clint.
totoo yan.
And it's also very important, no, Sir Clint, kasi ngayon, mga Gen Z ngayon, ang mga alam nilang mga artists, yung mga sikat lang sa Facebook, sa social media, hindi nila kinikilala yung mga local artists nito sa Cordillera. So this is your chance to come po sa DOT CAR and know our local artists po dito sa ating region.
That's why we are also very grateful sa DOT Cordillera na talagang sinusulong naman nila ang arts dito hindi lang dito sa Baguio, of course, dito sa Cordillera as a whole. So, sa mga Gen Zs kagaya ko. Ayan, abang-abang po tayo sa mga aktibidad ng DOT CAR. Now, as we continue dito sa programa natin ngayong umaga, we are now going to turn our attention into the latest developments, programs, projects, and initiatives that continue to advance tourism in the Cordilleras. Sa kapihan natin ngayon, ibabahagi ng ating mga speakers ang kanilang mga updates, of course, mga upcoming events, and exciting na initiatives patungkol sa turismo na aabangan natin lahat, hindi lamang ng mga taga-Cordillera, but of course, yung mga Pilipino, and of course, nasa ibang bansa din. Ayan, so this kapihan will reflect our commitment to keeping our stakeholders informed and involved as we work together. Ayan, towards a more vibrant, inclusive, and resilient tourism industry. Ayan, so tourism is a shared responsibility. Totoo yan. Kaya kailangan talagang magtrabaho lahat, hindi lamang ng government agencies, kundi pati na din ang mga local government units and of course, yung mga private partners natin. So,
And syempre, Sir Clint, before we proceed with our discussion, it is very important for our viewers to know kung sino po yung mga speakers natin for our kapihan this morning. So first off, I would like to introduce, representing the Department of Tourism Cordillera Administrative Region, we are very honored to have with us the Regional Director, Jovita A. Ganongan. RD Jovi, pwede niyo pong batiin ang ating mga viewers?
Sige, magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Good morning sa mga kaibigan natin from the media at yung my co-panelists as well, both from the government and from the private sector. No? So totoo yung sinabi niya, ang turismo po kasi ay it's a shared responsibility. And we also have a responsibility to inform our public kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa gobyerno and also kung ano rin yung ginagawa ng private sector natin para maisulong natin ang turismo sa Cordillera at ng buong Pilipinas kasi alam naman natin na ang turismo ay nagbibigay ng trabaho, ang turismo nagbibigay ng revenue sa isang komunidad no or sa isang destination. So once again, magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
Magandang umaga, RD. And of course, we are also very fortunate na kasama natin ngayon ang Regional Director ng Police Regional Office Cordillera. We have Police Brigadier General Erickson Dilag. Magandang umaga po, sir.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na sa mga online viewers natin at naka-Facebook Live itong program. So sa mga taga-Cordillera, again, naimbag ng agsapa kada tayo amin nang nanguruna kada gito kadwa nga panelist at ni DOT Regional Director Jovita Ganongan, ma'am. Other panelist. Again, naimbag agsapa kada tayo amin.
Alright, thank you po, Regional Director Dilag. From the City Government of Baguio, the Chairperson of the Committee on Tourism, Special Events and Playgrounds of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, we have with us Councilor Yuri K. Wegan.
Nimbag nga agsapa kada kayo amin. Good morning to our viewers, both our residents and of course our tourists. Ito po kami para magpahayag ng aming mga proyekto or ating mga plano sa ating sektor ng turismo. Again, good morning po sa inyo, to our media, and of course to my co-panelists.
Maraming salamat, Councilor. Of course, masaya din tayo ngayong umaga dahil meron po tayong panelist mula sa Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio City. We have Miss Evangeline Pine.
Hi, magandang umaga sa mga kaibigan natin sa members ng media. Of course, ating host today, ang Department of Tourism, Cordillera Administrative Region through our Regional Director, Ma'am Jovi Ganongan. Thank you for the invitation to join in today's opening and blessing of the Cordillera Creative Hub. Of course, it's a privilege to be alongside with our honorable and revered Director, Erickson Dilag. They were our partners in the Panagbanga Festival who ensured the safety of our guests. So they have a great part in tourism activities. They're institutional partners, so we're very fortunate to be with you today. Of course, to our partners at the City Council, Councilor Yuri Wegan, magandang umaga po, and Ma'am Elisa Escobar, also an HR member and director. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you today. So hopefully, mabigyan ng liwanag ang mga bagay-bagay dito sa Baguio. At maraming salamat po sa sumusuporta sa Baguio as a destination of choice. We'd like to thank our visitors and guests for supporting Baguio by visiting us rain or shine. Okay? So magandang umaga.
Ayan, so kanina po sinasabi, no? Hindi lang po gobyerno yung magtatrabaho para sa turismo, but also our private sector partners. So we have again another partner po from the private sector. We are honored to be joined by the President of the Hotel, Restaurant and Apartment Hotel Association of the Cordillera Administrative Region. We have Miss Elisa Escobar.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng bisita sa ngayong araw na ito. Maraming salamat for having the private sector join this kapihan. Thank you also to the media partners who are covering this event. The private sector has always been supportive of the initiatives of the Department of Tourism and of course the initiatives of the local government. So maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Miss Elisa. And finally, we are also very grateful that we are joined today by the President of Association of Travel and Tours Management in the Cordillera, Miss Minnie Brillante Nulyan. Magandang
Thank
umaga.
you. Magandang umaga po sa lahat, and thank you po sa Department of Tourism who are always supportive to our travel and tours operation. Okay, today as another chance to promote tourism here in Cordillera, especially that we just opened the hub for the heritage and arts. Hopefully for the online viewers there, mga dating Gen Z, diba? We're part of that. We know that because we were the one who grew them up there. Okay, please visit the area here. Maganda talaga. At the same time, you will learn a lot of things, okay, regarding our culture and our arts. Thank you for visiting, and I hope you stay tuned. Thank you.
Alright, thank you po, Miss Minnie. And maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga panelists ngayong araw for joining us in today's Kapihan. We are very happy to have you po this morning.
Yeah, kaya naman ay syempre umpisahan na natin ang ating sharing and discussion, and of course to first provide us with the tourism updates and upcoming activities by the DOT CAR. Pakinggan na po natin ang Regional Director ng DOT Cordillera, Ma'am Jovita Ganongan.
Sige, so we can now start sharing with you updates, no? Hindi lang siguro updates, kundi kung ano yung mga nagawa na, no, for the year, no, for tourism, no. So as you have mentioned, we're so happy to share the yung cultural hub and art park. We call that in the DOT, no. So this is our share to the community, no, to the art community and to the cultural community as well, no. So it's an open area where you can be able to do or conduct events, no. It can be storytelling, it can be pottery, it can be wood carving, and all sorts of exhibitions, no. So and I also mentioned a while ago na we're also promoting a creative walk, no. So kasi this area within the Department of Tourism or around the Cordillera is called the Tourism Complex. So it can also be called a art and heritage complex, no? Because napakalapit nito sa Baguio Convention and Cultural Center, no? And then from Baguio Cultural Center, you can go to the Museo Cordillera sa University of the Philippines, no? Which is just like a stone throw away. And then you can go to the Sunshine Park, which has also been rehabilitated just last month or last 2 weeks ago, no? And then from there, you can go to the Baguio Museum. So napakadali. And then from the Baguio Museum, you can walk towards the Department of Tourism. We have a gallery of weaves and we have an art park. So ang mga travel and tours natin can actually use it or utilize it for itinerary, for package tours, no? Yung mga small groups na where you want to also provide experiential activities, no? Kasi ang turismo ngayon dapat immersive na, no? So you don't just watch, but you can also be part of the activity. You can do pottery, you can do weaving, you can do sketching and all sorts, no? So yun ang isa na ginawa natin ngayon, no? And siguro let me take this opportunity also. Meron tayo kasi isang flagship program, yung tinatawag ito, part ito ng community-based tourism program ng Department of Tourism, yung the search for the best tourism village, no? So it's already on its 5th year now, and we're happy to report na meron na tayong na-identify na potential tourism villages in the Cordillera. Meron ng 17, no? And itong programa na ito ay aligned din sa initiative ng UN Tourism na to empower rural destinations, no? Yung mga villages na to really adopt tourism as a tool for development, no? Or for growth in general, for community development as a whole. So it's also an opportunity for the Department of Tourism to reach out tung sa mga areas natin in the Cordillera na sometimes they are not known, no? But they are rich when it comes to culture and heritage. No? Kasi alam naman natin ang Cordillera, natatangi talaga pagdating sa yung living culture na tinatawag. So We reach out to the communities and then we all brief them and we orient them about what tourism is all about, kung how to be a tourism village. No? So we talk about environmental protection, we talk about rural or economic development, we talk about livelihood, we talk about the importance of governance, or talk about yung organization of yung mga tao within, no, yung cooperation nila, and for them to understand what tourism is and what tourism can do in the community. So makikita natin yan. So it's really an empowering strategy. And we are so glad that throughout the years, maraming nag-i-interest talaga na to enroll their communities, no? So mga barangays ito, actually it can also be a cluster of barangays or yung mga tinatawag natin na tourism circuits, no? So they group themselves together and come up with a name of a destination, no? And then promote it, because you don't need to reinvent. Hindi ka kailangan mag-reinvent or create something kasi it's already there. Kultura, performances, yung the way of life, no? The food, and even yung mga wellness activities na indigenous, no? Indigenous knowledge system talaga nanggagaling, no? And so much more to share, no, to our visitors, no? Because ang isang purpose talaga ng tourism ay cultural exchange, no? And also an opportunity for the rest of the Filipinos to learn about culture, no, and heritage in general, no. So if we have time, perhaps we can, if I may, we can give the video. Pwede can we play the video of the Best Tourism Village Award? So 17 villages for this year have been already inspected and assessed initially by the Department of Tourism team, no? And in the next month, we shall form a group, we shall form a team or a committee that will validate, no? So i-validate niya yung mga top 10 tourism villages, no?
This 2026, the Department of Tourism, Cordillera Administrative Region, searches for the best tourism village of the Cordilleras, inviting all communities and tourism villages from Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, and Mountain Province. To take part and showcase what makes Cordillera tourism truly meaningful. This search recognizes villages that demonstrate excellence in sustainable management, socio-economic and rural development sustainability, cultural sensitivity, and environmental sustainability. In recognition of their outstanding achievements, the champion will receive a cash prize of 1 million pesos. The second place winner will receive 500,000 pesos. The third place winner will receive 200,000 pesos. And the runners-up will each receive 100,000 pesos, along with plaques and certificates of recognition. This is the Department of Tourism, Cordillera Administrative Region's search for the best tourism village of the Cordilleras 2026.
So yun yung most recent na ginawa ng Department of Tourism, no, for the period May to June, no. So na-utilize natin, na-mobilize natin yung teams natin sa regional office para pasyalan itong mga barangays or villages na ito, no. As you can see in the video, nagkaroon din mga consultation, orientations, and interviews, no, para makita talaga natin yung how ready the destinations are. So as I have mentioned, we will work with other government agencies and private sector as well to really determine the readiness of all these tourism villages para we can be able to assist them in their marketing, no. And but more than the incentives that you have seen, yung more than 2 million na incentives na financial assistance for these villages ay yung mabibigay natin na visibility, no, for these villages, because these are not known areas in the Cordillera, eh. And of course, it's also through our visits we're able to also determine kung ano yung mga developmental needs nila, no, like maybe they can be ready kung mabigyan sila ng mga training programs. So capacity building, binibigay din natin yan. That is why siguro in the next yung presentation, we will also show you kung ano yung mga training programs that we have provided to these tourism villages, lalo na yung mga talagang winners, no. And yun, and then of course inclusion in the marketing programs of the Department of Tourism, at the same time empowering them to come up with their own tour offers. So may mga tour packages din silang ginagawa within the community so that when you go there, it is organized and it is ensured na meron talagang benefit, no? May benefit din sila economically. At the same time, na-orient din sila on cultural sensitivity, yung mga guidelines na kailangan in place sa isang community, no? And napaka-importante yung pagbibigay ng excellent services to our visitors, no? So that is one, no. And then of course we would like to also take this opportunity na to announce na ang Department of Tourism, this is actually nationwide, will launch this last week of January a domestic tourism campaign, no. So that is why we are working closely with our stakeholders, yung ating accommodation sector at saka lalo na yung travel and tour sector, para gumawa ng programa especially for what we call the soft season, no. Nag-umpisa na here in Cordillera, nag-umpisa na ang rainy season natin. And sometimes, yung mga travelers natin would think na walang masyadong opportunities when it's rainy season, no. But in the campaign that we will do, we will have to promote the culture of travel na all season, na wala yung sinasabing umulan kasi walang magawa. When you come to Baguio, walang magawa. And kaya meron din tayong kampanya, local campaign, iba yung national campaign, but it's also aligned with the national campaign later on that will be launched. Meron tayong Cozy Up Baguio, no, and then Cozy Up Cordillera as well, because you know the rainy season can also be an opportunity for people to come and then rest, no, and then enjoy the misty, the cloudy, the rainy, the OOTD, when you are wearing your boots, maybe wearing your jackets na galing sa UK, pwedeng galing sa UK, and all of these things are really very interesting, especially for you. Anong tawag sa inyo, mga Gen Zs, no? And then of course a lot of things that can be done. You know, you rest, you sleep, no? And that is what you really can do kung hindi ka masyado makapasyal outdoors, no? And wellness activities, of course, these are indoor activities, no? Marami tayong pwedeng i-offer sa Cordillera. Meron tayong mga traditional massage, no? Meron tayong mga yoga, meron tayong mga indoor sports also, no, na being offered by our partners. And food, napakadaming kainan na po pwedeng puntahan. Yung Department of Tourism accredited na kainan, ha, to ensure na malinis, to ensure na quality, to ensure na na maganda ang serbisyon, no? So, yun. So, mga soup, masarap kumain ng mga sari-saring maybe pinikpikan. So, because we're also promoting traditional food, no? And all of this mga rainy season. Of course, I'm sure our partners here from the private sector can also discuss kung ano yung mga offers nila for the rainy season and for the soft season, no? And many others. Also, hindi lang yan ang tinitingnan nating market for this soft season, kundi meron din ng mga tinatawag na digital nomads. Diba kayo, yung mga digital nomads, you can work anywhere. You can work in a hotel. You can work in a cafe. You can work for 1 month long-term stay. No? So if we have offers like that na long-term stay for digital nomads, then that would really be good. No? And many others. So for this launch, we will be participating in the national. So we will be participating in the Central Philippines Tourism Expo. No, the Cordillera will be represented there together with all our stakeholders na merong packages, no? May mga offers, specialized offers, no? It can also be promoting events. No? It can be a standalone event like concerts in Baguio. It can be a cultural show. It can be a ballet Baguio show, or it can be anything that is creative, utilizing our yung ating mga hotels, no, and convention centers. Marami tayong mga convention centers in the city of Baguio. So all of this will be consolidated, will be gathered and be put in the marketing portal of the Department of Tourism, and will be launched this last week of June, and to be offered, may validity period siya. It can be until November, but the offer can start on July and then until September. So basta within the period June to November. No, so these things siguro as we go along, i-discuss rin natin yung mga iba later on, or yung mga detalye kung paano sumama or paano tayo ma-strengthen or ma-intensify pa ang domestic tourism promotion natin. So we are targeting Filipino families. We are targeting mga groups also, no? Basta domestic, no? May nagsabi sa akin kanina, malaking opportunity talaga to also target yung ating mga senior citizens, mga elderly. Kasi lalo na yung mga retired na malalaki ang kanilang mga pension, no? Ayan, araw-araw kumakain yan. Araw-araw ay gusto nilang mamasyal, no? So naghahanap talaga yan ng ganap lagi, no? So all of this, itatarget natin sila at mabubuhay talaga ang turismo. And we're happy to report na I think I will give that to our players, yung ating mga private sector, to also give you an update kung kumusta rin naman ang kanilang mga occupancy, or kung kumusta ang yung tourism in general sa kanilang kanya-kanyang businesses. So again, maraming salamat. We will continue later on. Thank you.
Alright, maraming salamat po, RD Jovi. Ayan, Sir Clint, no, narinig natin na we are already halfway through the year, pero sobrang dami nang nagawa ng DOT CAR, pero sobrang dami pa nating aabangan sa DOT CAR ng mga activities. Ayan, so kaabang-abang, no, Sir Clint, kung sino yung mananalo doon sa ating Best Tourism Village. So abangan nating lahat kung sino yung mananalo po sa ating Best Tourism Village this 2026, Sir Clint.
And what's good dito sa ginagawa ng DOT Cordillera na Best Tourism Village is talagang natutulungan itong mga small communities na makilala sila kung ano yung mga kultura na nandito. And itong experiential tourism talaga is, ito yung uso ngayon Kasi when mga tourists nagbibisita sa isang certain place, hinahanap nila, aside from the view, ano pa yung mga pwede naming i-experience dito sa lugar na to. That's why palakpakan naman po natin ng DOT for talagang masipag na mag-promote ng ganitong tourism activities na ganito.
Yes, Sir Clint, tama ka dyan. And gusto ko yung sinabi ni ni RD Jovi kanina na visibility din yung binibigay natin sa ating mga nag-a-apply for the best tourism village. Kasi personally ako, Sir Clint, kahit born and raised ako in the Cordilleras, meron pa akong mga ibang lugar na hindi talaga alam. And through the best tourism village, nadi-discover ko rin yung mga places na ito na marami pa palang ibang magagandang lugar dito sa ating rehiyon. And of course, also a very important aspect po ng ating tourism is yung safety po ng ating mga tourists and visitors dito po sa ating region. Kaya very essential po ang support ng ating law enforcement agencies in maintaining the Cordillera as a safe tourist destination. Kaya naman pakinggan din po natin ang updates and upcoming tourism-related initiatives by the Police Regional Office Cordillera mula mismo sa kanilang Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Erickson D. Dilag.
On behalf of PRO CAR, we would like to convey or reaffirm our commitment in supporting tourism-related activities of DOT and of course the tourism players in terms of the maintenance of peace and order as well as public safety. Gusto nating mag-enjoy yung ating mga turista sa pagpunta nila dito sa Cordillera. At yun nga, binubuo natin ulit yung mga tourist police units natin sa iba't ibang probinsya at napansin niya natin na dumarami yung ating mga local tourists, lalo na pag may mga events na ino-organize yung mga LGUs natin. Ang Baguio City, established naman yung kanilang tourist police unit at nagkaroon na rin sila ng mga training when it comes to dealing with tourists. And of course, we look forward with further collaboration with the DOT para ma-enhance pa natin yung ating mga kapulisan at hindi lang sa training, tinitignan din natin yung mga kagamitan ng ating mga pulis na through technology mas mapadali yung kanilang pagpatupad ng kanilang tungkulin. Sa Baguio, ang challenge natin dito tuwing may mga events, hindi lang dun sa peace and order, more on sa public safety, event management, dun sa traffic management, at dun tayo napupuna. Hindi naman kasi natin pwedeng pigilan yung mga tao sa baba na gustong umakyat. Ang kaya lang natin sabi sa kanila, they should expect yung mga ganyang traffic situation pag may mga malakihang events. And through our unit commanders naman, they were able to supervise the events kung ano yung mga nakaatas sa kanilang dapat nilang gawin. So again, sa mga turista natin, welcome sa Cordillera. Have fun, enjoy the scenery, and we'll ensure your safety. Thank you.
Ayan. Ayan, so narinig po natin, they will ensure our safety. Di ba, Sir Jake? Napakalaki talaga ng contribution ng ating mga kapulisan sa overall experience ng mga tourists and of course ng mga locals dito sa ating region. You know, one good example na nakikita ko talaga, if may mga turista who were injured, mga na-lost, isa talaga sa mga talagang nakikita natin na active na tumutulong ay itong mga kapulisan. So it's a good thing na magkakaroon ng partnership ang DOT and yung PNP para talagang mas strengthen pa ang mga tourist police natin dito sa ating region. Diba?
Tama ka dyan, Sir Clint. Siyempre, wala naman pong turista na pupunta sa isang lugar kung hindi nila iniisip na safe yung place na yon. Kaya marami rin po tayong visitors dito sa Baguio City and the Cordillera region kasi alam po nila na pagpunta sila dito, no, Sir Clint, safe na safe sila dahil po sa ating mga mababait na kapulisan. And isang trending ngayon, no, Sir Clint, na is yung sa pag-cross sa mga pedestrian.
Oo, nakikita ko.
Dito sa Baguio City, talagang trending sa Facebook na pag sa Baguio daw talagang tumitigil yung mga sasakyan pag sa mga pedestrian lane natin.
And it's a good thing na maaring i-emulate din. I'm not throwing any shade sa ibang mga region, no? Para it's a good thing na emulate din ng ibang mga lugar para talagang smooth lang yung flow ng traffic sa ating mga sa pedestrian, sa kalsada, ganyan. And one more thing, pag bumibisita kasi mga tourist, isa sa mga una nilang pinupuntahan na pagtanungan talaga is itong ating mga uniform personnel. So, magandang mag-train talaga sila on how do they talk to mga tourists, yung mga ganyan. So, looking forward sa magiging kaganapan ng PNP and DOT. Ayan, ang dami ko nang sinasabi. Anyway, ngayon naman ay, alam nyo, pag naririnig natin ang Baguio City, aside from the pine and the cold weather, yung unang pumapasok sa utak natin ay ang lugar siya ng mga creatives. Doon natin makikita ang arts and crafts, and siguro that is isa sa mga impact na malakas na impact ng support ng local government unit sa ating mga artists and sa ating mga artisans. So to share with us kung ano naman ang mga initiatives ng Baguio City, we have Councilor Yuri Wigan from the City Government of Baguio para i-share sa atin ang tourism updates and yung mga abangan natin ng mga legislative agenda dito sa ating lungsod.
Thank you. Maraming salamat for inviting us. Before anything else, on behalf of the local government unit of Baguio, we congratulate DOT CAR, of course headed by RD Jovi, dito po sa successful opening nila ng Cultural Heritage and Arts Hub. For Baguio City naman, the general direction for us is more on a sustainable tourism. That's why we are, last few months ago, we had this Circular Tourism Summit, initiative of our city. Yan na po talaga ang direction ng syudad ng Baguio. It's more on sustainability, on environment, socio-cultural, and other aspects. On that note, we are currently revising ang ating tourism code of 2009. We are revising it into a sustainable tourism code. One of the magandang aspect po nito, which will be giving recognition po sa ating mga private establishments that are practicing circular economy in their operations. Kailangan po talaga nilang mabigyan ng recognition so that others will be inspired and others also will follow through. Anong other legislative actions that we have taken? Our office also institutionalized our Visita app or web-based app. Ito po ay ginamit noon ng Baguio during the pandemic. And this was sustained, and maraming salamat po sa Baguio Tourism Council because they sustained this Visita app up until hanggang ngayon. And but we wanted further to develop it for our tourists. Ito po ay naging pasado na po ang ordinansa na to. It was passed earlier this year. Ito po ay pwede nyo pong bisitahin. It is visita.baguio.gov.ph. This is where we plan to put all related tourism concerns para po sa ating mga visitors. Bibigyan po natin dito yung mga talagang legitimate na mga businesses, mga accommodation. Dito po natin sila ililista because sa ating pong pakikipag-usap sa kanilang mga ating mga visitors, sa ating mga establishment, ang dami po pa rin ang naska-scam dito sa Baguio City when they book their accommodation. Nakikita nila sa mga social media, mga ganyan lang kasi mga nakikita nila. Through this app, they can see talaga yung mga legitimate na mga establishments. Other than that, we will be posting also here ang ating mga ordinances na kailangan sundin ng ating mga bisita. As mentioned, na-recognize po tayo dun sa King of the Road Ordinance natin na kailangan tumigil ang mga sasakyan to give precedence to our pedestrian. Minsan kasi ang ating mga visitors, hindi nila alam yung mga batas or mga ordinances dito sa Baguio and nagkakalito sila kung saan nila titignan. Dito po dito makikita. And this is currently in development. We wish to further develop it to incorporate other aspects. Other than that is yung mga traffic management po ng BCPO, we want to incorporate it here para po makita ng mga turista natin kung ano po yung mga areas that are mga traffic, mga areas na kung saan, anong mga oras ang mga traffic in some areas para po they can plan their itinerary well. Other than that, siguro ang isang mainit na issue talaga ngayon is yung environmental fee. The environmental fee is a fee to be imposed to our or collected to our tourists, and this is still in the council. Ang dami na pong nagpasa ng mga environmental fee ng mga ganito, and we want to also have it here in Baguio City. Dami pong munisipyong mga ganyan. In a sense, nobody wants this kasi parang dagdag gastos lang. But if we really want to preserve the essence of Baguio, this is a necessary action. Baguio, pinupuntahan yan to our weather because of our environment. And if gusto po natin, if we are really serious about sustainability, then ito po is something that our visitors na maitutulong nila sa ating syudad ng Baguio to preserve it. Because kung naman natin, dun sa nakasalang na ordinansa ng council, is naka-specify talaga kung what will the environmental fee will be used for. It is for the preservation of our environment, makakatulong sa ating sewage treatment, sa ating mga other facilities for sustainability, mga MRF, and other tourism management. So, in a sense, this is not only for us, but if we want if our visitor wants na ganito the Baguio right now, or kung yung mga features ng Baguio ngayon na maaliwalas, although we have a lot of flaws, but at the end of the day, Baguio is a beautiful city. If we want to preserve this for the next generation, ito talaga ang one of the next steps that we really have to take. Although there is no yet final fee, we are still, there will be number of consultations that we'll be having, especially to our private establishments. Their inputs here will be very vital. And sigurado po na pati po DOT will be tapping them in coming up with something that is acceptable for a win-win situation for all of us.
Okay, thank you po, Councilor Yuri. So, isa siguro sa hindi na-highlight na aspect, parang aspect po ng tourism is yung mga tourism-related laws natin, no? Hindi alam ng mga tao na isa rin to sa mga importanteng rason para mas maging maayos or mas ma-enjoy po ng mga turista or ng mga tao ang pagbisita nila sa isang lugar. So, we are very happy to know that the City Government of Baguio is very active po sa paggawa or sa pag-initiate po ng mga batas para po mas maging maayos at ma-enjoy ng mga turista natin ang pagbisita nila sa lungsod ng Baguio City.
Ayan, speaking of that, sir, ano yung mga tourism laws na kailangan malaman din ng mga visitors na pupunta sa Baguio is itong no smoking na ito. Alam mo, Baguio City was also awarded internationally sa kanilang smoke-free Baguio na program. So, palakpakan natin ang Baguio City, no? Commendable. And there are actually moves na itong program na ito, smoke-free na ito in a national scale. So parang pinupush siya sa Congress para maging national level itong program na to. So 'di ba, napakaganda na Baguio City ang magiging model sa program na ito. Yan.
Ayan. So, very, very active talaga ang
Right.
Baguio City when it comes to tourism. And syempre, tourism would not be complete without the invaluable contribution of our accommodation and food service sector. Now, to give us also updates and initiatives from the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio, we have with us Miss Evangeline Paino.
Yes, magandang umaga ulit. On behalf of the President of the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio, we'd like to thank DOT again for the opportunity to be here to share what's going on in the accommodation sector. This is really the season where we plan, where we train, and we deploy our packages, a different experience for our visitors during the rainy season. So you'll be expecting a lot of promotions from our member hotels and accommodation about indoor activities, wellness activities. Syempre, andyan na yung Father's Day weekend, no? It's in a few days, it's Happy Father's Day to everyone. So we please anticipate a lot of activities for the Father's Day, and dyan lalabas na yung mga buffet offerings ng ating mga member hotels and establishments. Andyan po yung mga family activities. We're focusing now on family-centered activities. Siyempre, nasaksihan nyo na rin yung mga kabi-kabilang graduation activities ngayon na nangyayari sa iba-ibang venues, as well as yung Thanksgiving, yung mga barkada packages. Pagka hindi umuulan, meron din po tayong offers for outdoor visits. Meron tayong educational tours for the students, and we have packages for our blessed residents na especially low for this time of the year, because we're still navigating the challenges brought about by the oil crisis. Alam naman natin, kapag may oil crisis, apektado ang food cost, travel cost, yung discretionary travel funding natin affected. So, nandyan po yung mga staycations. So, may mga special offers po tayo na lower when you stay longer with us. Okay, yung mga pampering, sleeping in, mga massage and spa offers. Ayan, makaka-receive na kayo ng mga text blast niyan at this time of the year about our offers. Especially, hindi nawawala sa eksena yung offers for our family, for furry friends, pet hotel services, and our may mga pet party packages na rin po tayo ngayon. So, may mga members po tayo na nag-o-offer ng pet party packages na customized for the pets and their family member, no? Hindi natin nakakalimutan yun kasi sila naman yung mga kasama natin. Especially, we have the younger demographics are not really settling down right away, no? So, may mga pets. But we also have our wedding packages if you want to get married in Baguio, no? We have our bridal fairs that are coming up. So please support our events organizers who are coming out with these programs for the couples who wish to get married in Baguio. And please make sure to tap the event organizers that are accredited. Alam niyo na, uso ngayon ng scam. So that's really the whole point of getting in touch only with accredited event organizers para hindi masayang yung pinag-ipunan tapos pupunta lamang sa scam. Sa mga accommodation, we're very happy with this active listing provided by the DOT. Sa public, we encourage them to visit the Visita page and the DOT page kasi listed naman po lahat doon ng lahat ng mga establishments na accredited po. And only trust the travel and tour guides that are accredited by the DOT with their business permits. And wag po kayong nakikitransact online na magpapatransfer na agad ng bayad nang hindi nyo po nakikita yung property. Ito po yung ine-emphasize namin na accredited lang kasi may mga informal and unregistered and illegal operators po. And doon po tayo nasisira kapag sinusuportahan natin na mura nga, pero may umuuwing luhaan kasi pag nakita na hindi pala existing yung property, ayun na, there goes your savings down the drain, your discretionary travel down the drain. If you support these illegal operators, while at the outset, nakamura kayo ngayon, pero magmumura kayo kasi na-scam kayo. So, support the legitimate establishments. Visit the official pages only and validate. And yun nga, visit the site that it exists. And of course, there is always an opportunity for customers to lodge their concerns to your customer service desks. Kasi lahat ng mga legitimate and accredited establishments, they're trained well to handle customer service so that our visitors and guests can air out their concerns. Okay, so hindi naman lingid sa atin yung mga recent incidents. If that would have been handled very well, it didn't have to blow out like that. So, yung quality, yun nga, pag accredited ka, yung quality service, the food that you eat is checked before it's served to you. these trainings, yun nga, kaya nga ina-emphasize namin, ito na yung training season. This is really the season where the properties undergo, their staff undergo training sa food service, beverage, bar service. Itong mga training na to, hindi pwedeng mawala kasi quality service is inherent in hospitality, and we need to make sure our customers receive the best quality in any aspect of our service. Kaya itong importanteng training season para maiwasan yung mga ganong uri ng problema na hindi mo na-check yung quality. Kaya yung at the end of the day, yung establishment ang nagsasuffer. So, yun. That's what we do with the hospitality and tourism sector. In July, there will be many general assemblies and consultations as well, aligned with the legislative agenda of our local government. We consult our stakeholders regarding several concerns and issues. Of course, it's a challenging period for us all to navigate around the oil crisis kasi 80 pa rin naman yung gas ngayon. Hindi pa rin bumabalik sa dati. And that affects the costs of hotels, restaurants, travel, and tours. It's still a challenge that we navigate. Kaya alam nyo na, sensitive ngayon ang businesses sa mga assessments. Hindi naman biro din sa atin na layered upon layered din yung binabayaran nating business taxes, ang ating mga real property taxes. Ayan, ang daming uri ng tax. So, we always consult with our partners in the city government on how we can work around all of this while aspiring for the city to become truly sustainable, not just today but in the future. Yun po.
Ayan, maraming salamat po, Miss Evangeline Paino. Alam mo, it's a good thing talaga na malakas ang partnership ng HRAP sa local government unit ng Baguio and of course mga regional line agencies para nasisiguro natin na yung mga program services ng ating government ay nag-a-align din sa gusto ng ating HRAP or mga association ng mga hotels and restaurants. So, I hope na, ayan, magkakaroon ng consultation sa July and aabangan namin yan para mapakinggan din kung ano ba ang mga may hinaing talaga. Basta kung paano kayo magka-collaborate as concerns. Ayan, moving on sa ating next na usapan, we are going to move naman po sa hospitality sector. Let us now hear from another key organization representing hotels, resorts, and apartment hotels across the Cordillera region. We have the president of the Hotels, Resorts, and Apartment Hotel Association of CAR, Ms. Elisa Escobar.
You know, when they announced yung gas crisis, the hospitality and accommodation sector was really affected. There was really a slowdown in travel, especially coming from the government sector. As we all know, Baguio is both a conference market, and on weekdays, say Monday to Thursday, we are heavily reliant on the meetings and conference market. And so with the pronouncement of the government, syempre, we respect that. No? They have to slow down on travel. So that was announced in April. So we were looking already at May, June. It's a really a bad months, no. But surprisingly, and we are really blessed, and also coming from reports from other members, that May was actually a good month. You know, because Baguio is a multi-generational market. You know. We have guests who coming to may lola who want to come back to Baguio for the nostalgia. So they bring their they bring their mga anak na hanggang sa apo. So because they create memories. So the absence of the meeting sector was offset, thankfully, by the leisure segment. And Baguio has always been like that. No, Baguio is about creating memories. It's not just, punta tayo ng Baguio just for it. Punta tayong Baguio kasi gusto kong balikan yung mainit na sabaw, or gusto kong balikan itong destination na ito, or gusto kong magpakasal kasama yung yung mga relatives, family. So it's not just about the destination, it's really about the memories that we create. So hopefully, and also the initiative of the Department of Tourism for the soft season, actually Baguio is also a very, very good destination for the soft season. You know, they come here just to sleep. Baguio has always been a hill station. So let us promote that as a healing, to rejuvenate, to relax, no? Kasi overnight makakatulog ka because of the good weather. The rain is not a deterrent. It is actually very healing. So all the accommodation sector is really pushing to espouse that Baguio is a healing station.
Ayan, thank you po. Ma'am Eliza Escobar, syempre tama no, Sir Clint, yung sinabi ni Ma'am Eliza na pag nagpunta ka talaga sa Baguio, pag nag-visit ka sa Baguio, pag alis mo, it will always have a special place in your heart.
To ba? Kasi, alam mo, I was about to write a story about the Baguio curse. Although, ano lang naman siya, parang, ano ba, hindi naman siya parang totoo, di ba? Pero there are a lot of stories na yung mga magjowa daw pag nagpunta ng Baguio, biglang nagbe-break. Pero, yeah, that's what they call the Baguio curse. Pero, I don't know, kailangan mag-dig deeper muna tayo sa story na yun.
Pero I think meron namang mga ano, Sir Clint, may mga iba na hindi raw pinapatotohanan yung Baguio curse kasi kahit nag-Baguio sila, sila pa rin naman nagpapakasal sila. Ayan, pwede silang mag-inquire kay Ma'am Banji ng marriage. Ano?
Maraming bitter lang siguro sa Baguio curse na ito.
And sa mga ano no, Sir Clint, sa mga college students, syempre from the lowlands na nag-aaral dito sa Baguio, parang very special talaga sa kanila yung Baguio City. And kahit naka-graduate na sila, nag-work sila abroad, bumabalik at bumabalik pa rin sila because to experience it again once in their life.
So Baguio is really different and something na kailangan talagang balikan. Ay, the Cordillera, naman. The Cordillera.
Tama po yun. The Cordillera.
Oo, the Cordillera sa whole. Oo naman.
Siyempre, hindi lang po Baguio City ang dapat nyong bisitahin sa ating region. We also have a lot of other places po in the other provinces. We have Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Kalinga Mountain Province. So, we hope that you will also be able to visit po yung ibang mga tourist spots po natin dito sa Cordillera region.
Yun, kaya maganda talaga na ang DOT Cordillera ay pinupush itong best tourism village na ito para makilala talaga yung mga hindi pa kilala na mga lugar na magaganda naman talaga pero kulang lang talaga ng alam mo yun ang push para makilala. Ayan, so going back.
Siyempre, isa ring napaka-importanteng sektor po sa industriya ng turismo ang ating mga travel and tour operators. That's why we are very lucky to have with us today the President of the Association of Travel and Tours Management in the Cordillera, President Minnie Brillante Nular.
Thank you for introducing me. Good morning po. Hi online. Are you still there? Okay. Thank you for being the last speaker because I already heard all of the components of the travel and tours. At na-discuss mo na rin. You haven't mentioned about wedding. Anyway, as a travel and tours, we create itineraries. Okay. First and foremost, there's no such term for Baguio as peak or off-season. Lagi. So we call it soft, but it's not really soft. It's still challenging. Okay. So we have the food. Yes. We have the accommodation. We also discuss about the safety and of course the traffic. Sa amin po sa travel and tours, we try to call all the components to have a good itinerary. Okay. Right now with ATIC, we have 3 major concerns or could we say it issues that we have to tackle during this rainy season. Number 1, we're creating niche itineraries for niche market. So you mentioned about pet. I love that. I'm a firm parent. Gusto ko yan. But at the same time, we have the barkadahan. Lalo, di ba, ika nga graduation, Baguio is one of the destination na they really wanted. I'm not really sure bakit wala tayo dun sa top 5 pero I've been within the Philippines, madami talaga tayo. Siguro hindi lang nakakount. We just mentioned, sa itinerary namin, we have this cultural itinerary. It concentrates more on culture and arts. Kaya nga ang ganda na, sabi ko, nag-text ko ako sa group namin, meron na sa DOT. Yan. Okay, in culture, different cultures tayo. We have what? Major 7 ethnic groups. Doon pa lang po, sa costume pa lang, hindi ka na mauubusan. Alam mo yung damit pa lang, na tardy mom, Diyos ko, lagi akong tinitig. Sabi ko, alam ko yung mga designs na ganyan, may mga meaning sa atin, di ba? Yung ganyan. Okay? And then how about the arts, knowing that we are the UNESCO awardee. Ayan, isa lang yun pagdating sa culture. We also have that historical. We also know, pagdating sa Baguio, we're the first and the last. Di ba? Tayo yung nag-umpisa ng World War sa Pilipinas. Tayo din na nagsara. Okay? Not to mention the Americanized, okay? Japanese, and then, okay? So, tayo, alam mo, mas gusto namin kasi sa travel and tours, they have to avail our tours. Kasi another sector, another concern sa amin is actually yung number 3, pagdating sa marketing. Ang dami na kasing do yourself. Ang dami na yung mga AI. And then, same thing with the social media na ito, pinapackage nila si Baguio, ganito, ganyan. But iba pa rin po, pag meron kayong tour guide na alam yung history. Iba. Kasi if we have that, oh, this is Burnham. Okay, Burnham. Sige, sakay na tayo sa boat. But if you only know the history of Baguio, of City Hall, okay, the map of Baguio, wow, ang ganda pala ng Baguio. And then, they could appreciate the people. Tayo lang kasi, di ba, Baguio kasi is the melting pot. Okay, pagdating sa education, pagdating sa culture, so minsan nawawala yung history natin. Okay. Another is the plantita. Oh, di ba? Talagang ngumiti ko sino ang mga plantita. Kasi di ba, sa Baguio, we offer the farm tourism. Alam niyo bang may mga fruit picking na tayo dito? Okay? Alam niyo, di ba? Lemon, oh my God, ang galing ng lemon natin. Tapos, I searched something, it's the mulberry sa tuba. Wow, have you tasted mulberry? Yung sweet hindi yung maasim. Kasi yung iba, mulberry! Hindi nila lang hilaw pa kaya maasim. How about strawberries? We already know strawberries, but how about the history of strawberries? Just imagine trabaho ng travel and tours to give you information, not just to entertain. Okay? Another is, we also have this pilgrimage. Don't you know that in Baguio, marami po tayong mga maliliit na churches, okay? Marami tayong mga sectors na gustong-gusto nating malaman kung ano yung history nila, kung ano yung mga ipinapahayag nila. Okay? Kaya siguro mababait ang mga taga Baguio, no? Mahilig magpila lang lagi. Diba? Okay. And then another siguro na ginagawa namin sa travel and tours is, since it's rainy days, we're not saying naman na kokonti ang parating sa Baguio, but in a niche market. Okay? So we have corporate. Okay, I love the wedding. We have some wedding packages. They love Baguio as a wedding destination. Photo ops lang, okay na paano na lang kung dito pa? Diba? Maraming Burnham lang, libre na pa-photo ops pa sila, may mga TikTok, ganyan. Okay, so we have this, okay, kami sa travel and tours, okay, usually 80% of our members, as of today, we're 23, we're encouraging other travel and tours to be accredited by Department of Tourism para maging member ka rin ng ATIC. ATIC is actually not just Baguio, not just La Trinidad, but all over Cordillera. So we have members from Ifugao, we have in Kalinga, so they're also making their packages, okay, creating in one ATIC package for us to promote. Yan. So right now, ang iniisip kasi namin to visit and revisit this area, same thing with hotels at saka mga restaurants natin. Kasi nga po, di ba, kailangan dire-diretso, continuous learning, discovering and rediscovering. And lastly, siguro, one concern namin is how to promote Baguio and how to do it authentically. Kasi nga, kalaban na namin ngayon ang yes, okay, social media. Ang dami ko kasing mga travel and tours, mga scammer as you say it. Okay, pupunta na lang dito and then bagsak. Babagsak ibabagsak nila ang turista, in the afternoon balik, where's the quality there? you know that we have the transportation now, di ba? Ang ganda-ganda. First thing in the morning, andito na. In the afternoon, pwede na silang umalis. But yung quality po kasi hinahanap namin. Dating sila dito, they call it joiners, pero after that, Burnham, and then they have Session Road, then SM. So I don't know where to put SM. Is it part of culture? History? Diba? Parang, there was even, we have this 8 buses, and then when they're asking us to create the itinerary, ma'am, pwede po ba after lunch, SM? Sabi ko, okay, SM is the only, SM Baguio is the only location na walang aircon. The best interior as so far. And the best, how we call it, the best wagwagan is more than SM. O, diba? Kaya nga SM, may term kami doon segunda mano dito sa atin. But, if you could just see it, dapat quality. So siguro, with the government, and the other public sectors, we could help create unique na hindi nagagaya na pag nagsalita lang yung tour guide, wow, this is Baguio. And I really thank Department of Tourism listening to us all the time. Minsan kami na nga pasaway. When they ask for packages, packages daw, bukas na yung last. Kasi nga, ano ba karibal natin ngayon aside from local? Sometimes, it is more cheaper to go out. So, kailangan meron tayong, how we call it, sabi nga ni ma'am, no? Emerge. Ibig sabihin, may interactive ka din sa tours mo. Hindi lang pumunta ka, but you learn something. As you go home, you bring memories. Positive memories. Okay, thank you.
Ayan, maraming salamat, Miss Minnie. Gusto ko yung mga kwento ni ma'am kasi she was able to, alam mo yun, made us realize na yung mga pinupuntahan natin na lugar, hindi lang nandun tayo to see, pero experience and know the stories na kalakip ng mga lugar. So, it's a good thing na nandito po kayo and of course with the DOT and the local government of unit of Baguio na ito yung binibuild natin, yung parang domestic tourism and of course, ina-ensure natin na yung stories ay nandoon pa din authentically, para magandang malaman to talaga ng mga turista natin.
And isang example dyan, Sir Clint, yung ating Session Road, no? Maraming mga turista natin, alam lang nila na it's Session Road, it's called Session Road, pero hindi nila alam bakit siya tinatawag na Session Road. And alam mo ba, Sir Clint, kung bakit siya tinatawag na Session Road?
Honestly, I'm so sorry. Basta alam ko, I am not from Baguio City. But yeah, it would be my assignment to know kung ano yung Session Road.
The first session po, tama po ba mo? The second session.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you pass through that road going to the session area.
Yeah, meron po tayong marker, Sir Clint, doon sa may papunta ng
Sorry
Dope
naman.
Path. Meron doon nakalagay kung
Kailangan
bakit siya
mag-tour sa
tinatawag
Baguio
na
City.
Session Road. So, sa mga viewers din po natin, no, sa mga hindi nakakaalam, meron po tayong tinatawag na marker sa may Governor Park Road kung bakit natin tinatawag na Session Road yung ating Session Road. So, please visit po yung ating marker para alam po ninyo yung history.
Oo,
Tama,
sorry
Sir
na.
Clint. I-visit mo na ba later?
Visit ko siya. Yang hiya tuloy ako. Pero yeah, syempre defense ko, taga Mountain Province ako. I did not grow up in Baguio City. Okay, now we are going to move forward na po sa ilan pang mga updates ng DOT Cordillera. Additional information po sa ating Regional Director.
Thank you very much, no. Of course, I want to also take this opportunity to thank yung mga panelists natin dito for sharing, no. Now, we discovered na that is the very reason why you need a travel agency to tour you around Baguio City and the Cordilleras, no, para magkaroon ka ng quality experience. So it's not just sightseeing, it's not just photo op or selfie, no. So you have to give depth to the experience. No, so parang lastly lang, gusto lang naming i-share din sa inyo, because we're talking about, naalala ko, we're talking about niche market, no? And ang Department of Tourism, we're also trying to expand and explore what we call the halal tourism. No, I hope you understand what is halal tourism. We're trying to also target the Muslim market. No, lalong-lalo na here in Baguio City and the rest, especially Benguet also, may mga direct flights na rin tayo from Muslim countries to Clark, which is our nearest gateway. And so, because of that, the Department of Tourism is participating in the yung Salam 2026, which will be held next week. So tayo po ay magdadala ng mga MSMEs natin, and we're so glad we're coordinating with the DTI also kasi meron na tayong mga halal products in the Cordillera. No, natutuwa tayo since this is something na may pagmamalaki natin na we can also be ready for the halal market or mga Muslim market natin. No? So, magdadala tayo sa Manila ng mga local producers, entrepreneurs, and community-based enterprises. Kasi hindi lang food yung halal, pwede rin siyang non-food. Meron din tayong yung Ifugao Ikat is considered halal non-food product. So, yun ang isa sa ating target, no, na makuha natin yung Muslim market natin, no? And we're also campaigning for our tourism accommodation establishments to apply for accreditation as a Muslim friendly. We have a specialized assessment or a checklist to see to it na Muslim friendly kasi very simple lang naman. Of course, very important is meron kang halal kitchen, no? Meron tayong mga certified na organizations that would really assess, and yung prayer room is important also for the Muslim market. No? So it's something that we are trying to also look into because sabi nga natin, let's expand the market. Of course, we're very popular when it comes to nature, culture, heritage, etc. But there are all other niche markets that we need to explore. Okay? And also, siguro nakalimutan ni Director, pag-uusapan namin mamaya, we're happy na ang ating partner sa Procor ay magkakaroon nga ng yung tinatawag nila na tourist police units in all the provinces. So I think this is a very positive development for tourism, lalong-lalo na ang isa sa challenges talaga natin ay manpower, no? Ang Department of Tourism, as always, parang kami ay napakaliit lang na organization, but we are pretending to be big, no? Kasi sasakupin natin ang buong Cordillera, no? So, as I've mentioned, this is actually a very proactive approach toward strengthening visitor safety. Napaka-importante kasi ang confidence talaga ng mga turista kung makikita nila na very active ang ating kapulisan, no? At syempre, matutulungan tayo na ibigay yung tinatawag natin na quality experience din sa ating mga bisita, no? So, beyond their traditional law enforcement functions, these tourist police units will serve as tourism support personnel. So meron na tayong mga information offices din na pulis ang mga nandun, no? And they can assist visitors with information, yung ganon. Kaya may memorandum of understanding kami ni Director mamaya. Magbibigay syempre ang Department of Tourism din ng orientation about tourism at kung ano-ano pa yung mga basic na pwedeng ibigay sa mga turista ng mga information. Directions, emergency response, no? And other tourism-related concerns. So yun. And lastly, siguro gusto ko rin i-share din, you may have seen also na ang opisina natin ay nagko-conduct ng capacity building. So because more than the tourism products that we offer to our visitors, kailangan din nating i-train ang ating tourism sector, yung mga employees, yung mga lahat ng workers, no? And ang isa sa flagship program ng Department of Tourism ay yung tinatawag na Filipino Brand of Service Excellence, no? Sana lahat kayo nakapag-attend na ng Filipino Brand of Service Excellence kasi pati media nag-offer na rin tayo ng training for you, no? Nakapag-attend ka ba? So, meron na tayong na-train na almost 4,000 na tourism workers under this Filipino Brand of Service Excellence from January to May lang ito, ha? So, it's still continuing. And, of course, ang target kasi natin is more than 7,000 at the end of the year, no? And, iniisip din natin yung rainy season preparedness. So, meron tayong na-conduct na training na ang tawag natin ay COATS or Checking on Aptitude for the Typhoon Season Training. So, para ito sa mga hotels, para alam nilang ginagawa din nila, the importance of flexibility, the importance of letting your guests feel safe even if may typhoon or malakas ang ulan, ano ba ang mga pwedeng i-offer din, within your facility, no? So meron tayong second run of this training this June 25 for our accommodation sector. So please do inform us kung you want to attend this one. And then meron din tayong mga inclusive tourism development training such as yung barrier-free tourism training. You know, napaka-importante. This is another niche market, yung mga PWDs natin, no? They travel with their families, so it's a big market. They don't travel alone. So kailangang accessible ang ating mga facilities, no? And then, yung tinatawag natin na Tourism Works or Tourism Integrates Support and Minds Women's Respect and Child Safety. So, we have to inform our stakeholders na aware din tayo sa mga batas, no, to protect women and children, no. Ang DOT accreditation nakalagay na isa sa mga provisions niyan ay if anything suspicious sa mga establishments or sa hotel ninyo, halimbawa, a person, for instance, na not related to a young person checking in the hotel, ay kailangang nare-report yan at kailangang ma-surveillance at ma-investigate, no? Because we also want to protect our women and children, no? So, isa lang yun sa mga aspeto ng training na ito. And then, of course, na-mention ko kanina, we're giving capacity building to our tourism villages because it's not just identifying what they are, where they are, but also giving them the support, no? So, meron tayong 4 runs of tour package development and delivery seminar, no, sa mga villages natin. So meron tayong nabigyan na 182 trainees na, no, na graduates. So from Abra, from Apayao, Benguet, Mountain Province, so sa lahat ng mga probinsya, no. So they are crafting their own package tours para hindi na rin mahirapan yung mga tour operators to engage with them para when they want to include a tourism village, for instance, as an immersion venue or na-identify nila to bring the tourists to learn culture and kung ano man yung pwedeng ma-experience doon, ready na rin yung community kasi they have already created their own tour packages, no? And then, meron din tayong mga na-conduct na community guiding seminar or eco-guiding training. Ito naman ay we had one in Sabangan, in Mayoyao, and in Sagada, no? So, this will lead to DOT accreditation as well kasi you cannot be accredited as an eco guide or a mountain guide or a community guide kung wala kang training. So it's actually a prerequisite kaya ino-offer din natin itong mga training programs na ganito. And then of course, speaking of food as a variant ng tourism or cultural tourism, we are conducting community-based culinaria, no? Ito karamihan para sa mga kababaihan sa communities, no? Of course, lahat naman siguro, pakapera lang ako, marunong magluto, no? Marunong magluto, but of course, there are also creative ways of presenting the food, mga ganyan, especially when we are dealing with visitors, para maging quality pa rin ang experience nila. Kasi kahit adobo yung ilalagay mo dyan, kahit minsan hindi masyadong masarap, kung maganda yung presentation niya, parang mas masarap kasi food is not just for the stomach, di ba? Food is also for the eyes, no? Visual, the visual effect. Parang may influence ba kung maganda ang kanyang presentation? So, isang aspeto rin yon sa ating mga trainings na culinaria program. And then, of course, sabi nga ni Director, meron tayong partnership nga with the Philippine National Police. That's why we're conducting a tourist-oriented police for community order and protection. So, meron na tayong a total na 160 PNP personnel trained under this program. Palakpakan nyo naman. Kaya siguro, pag sa Cordillera, pag nakakita ka ng pulis, parang magaan talaga yung loob mo, Director. Sa totoo lang, hindi ka natatakot, no? So, trained rin yan ng Department of Tourism. So, in Baguio City, we were able to train 55, no? And of course, continuing din ito kasi last year, marami na rin tayong na-train. Meron na tayo for Mountain Province, 53 participants, and yung Benguet Provincial Police Office, merong 52 participants. No? So, yung TAPCAP program aims to enhance the capacity of police personnel in ensuring visitor safety, maintaining peace and order, and delivering tourist-friendly assistance in key destinations across the Cordillera. So, yun po muna kasi in the interest of time, although marami pa tayong gustong i-share, but we will schedule another kapihan siguro sa mga susunod pa na activities ng tourism, both from the government and from the private sector. Maraming salamat.
Ayan, maraming salamat po RD, and with all of the information po na naibigay na po sa atin, we are finally opening the doors para sa ating mga media partners to ask itong mga katanungan nila. And first, sa ating linya, we have Sir Dave Leproso of GMA. Ayan. Hello sir, kayo po ang gulat siya. Ay, ako palang first. Diyan siya. Dito lang po yun, sir.
Good morning
Dito
sa mga
kayo.
panelist po, sa mga...
Sir, dito po. Upo po kayo. Oo naman,
Firing
sir.
squad. Ma'am Direct, you're in the 5th year, right, of culture. So far, how is it faring? Since it's an annual event, are other communities doing an effort to be a part of the cultural tourism village?
Alam mo, napansin nga natin na mas na-intensify pa yung interest ng mga communities to really join because nakita din nila yung mga areas na who were awarded before na talagang they're already open for tourism. I'll give you an example, no. Of course, yung ating Dangtalan Community Village, no, it's a tourism village awarded by the DOT. They also have tour packages. Meron silang slow food travel or slow food tour packages, even Ladiyang Tourism Village. So they're now really into the mainstream tourism. And others also, because isa sa responsibility ng Department of Tourism is to really monitor their progress, no? So tinitingnan natin kung, for instance, syempre yung ating financial incentive, hindi yan pwedeng pang Boracay or pang tour or pang, it's really meant for enhancing the community further. Like, there is a village in Naneng, in Kalinga. It's called the Naneng Tourism Village. Yung price nila, yung ginamit nila talaga sa improvement of the trail. So that when there are tours in that village, they can also visit the spring, no? Because it's already safe to go dahil nga nalagyan din ng mga railings, I should say railings, and others in Balbalan, for instance, they're now offering camping, all because yung financial assistance nila, they purchased yung mga tents, so they are now renting out tents for campers in Balbalan, Kalinga, in Balbalasang, Kalinga, and syempre, this is a work in progress din sa mga iba. Kailangan din talaga. That's why we are closely working with our tour operators and other marketing platforms din para ma-organize ng mahusay, kasi kailangan mo rin ng maayos na yung costing, no? Kaya nga may tour package development tayo. Magkano ba talaga? Kasi of course, these are not business people. You have to really teach them how to become entrepreneurs. So, yun ang mga continuing activities natin to really help these communities grow into a tourism destination, and most of them are already doing it. I met a tour operator that said na they also brought foreigners to the Bila Tourism Village, no? So, and one of the activities there, which we also highlighted in the search, is yung craft, yung pottery, no? So yun ang talagang part of the tour na talagang in-enjoy din ng ating mga bisita, especially international tourists. As you know, ang Cordillera talaga were popular when it comes to were popular in Europe, no? Yung mga European travelers natin, they love to really immerse in our culture, no? So tong pottery and all of the even in immersing or being part of yung mga farming activities in the villages are things that they want to really experience, no? So so far, that's why we are continuing this program, kasi nakikita natin yung positive impact niya sa mga communities.
So far, sino pong pinaka-active na region among the 6 CAR?
Provinces?
Yes.
Marami naman. I think most of the tourism officers are really into it, no? Maganda ang monitoring din nila, and they also share. You can visit their pages. Nakikita natin na meron na rin silang mga na-create na mga tours sa mga villages na ito, no? So Kalinga, for one, is very active, and Mountain Province as well. We would like to explore more on the Abra and the Apayao side, no? Because nakikita natin yung potential nila. Very high the potential, but malaking bagay kasi yung understanding what tourism is, eh. So that's actually the startup, kasi kung hindi mo naiintindihan how to do tourism and you don't understand what tourism is, mahirap talagang mag-organize or to adapt tourism as a development tool.
Sa kwanto, sa HLab, nag-viral yung rodent sa isang infestation, sa isang pagkain sa kwan. Since Baguio is a culinary destination, anong ginagawa nila for this not to be repeated? Sinara na daw yung restaurant, pero
Well, although they're not really a member of ours, that's why we encourage these kinds of establishments to get accredited, so that to adapt to the standards for restaurants. And part of the standards is really quality control, no? So we encourage the restaurants to get accredited, to undergo these trainings, and conduct the operations properly para hindi madamay yung mga legitimate and compliant establishments. That's the reason we have these organizations in the first place, to standardize their procedures, their processes, to prevent exactly these kinds of situations.
so it's a must na HRAB muna sila.
Pwede naman sila sa DOT. Wala naman tayong sinasabing kailangan dito, kailangan dyan. At least some form of accreditation, so that their standards will be evaluated if they are conformant to or compliant. There are many accrediting organizations right now. We have several organizations, and HRAB is just one of them. Of course, we always defer to the national accreditation of DOT. And of course, the more organizations you participate in, the more encompassing your knowledge is and your accreditation is. So it's always good to have excellent partnerships to adapt to what is being practiced for benchmarking purposes. Yun po.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Sir Dave. And to ask the second set of questions, we have Sir Romy Gonzalez of DZRH.
Anyway, siguro isusog ko na rin yung kay Ma'am Vance, ano, yung HRAB. Kasi you're talking about accreditation.
Yes po.
Kasi itong na-involve dito, hindi naman, parang maliit lang na restaurant. So, eatery lang eh. Paano mag-accredit yan? Pag,
Meron at meron
sa dami
namang-
kasi ng mga restaurants dito.
Oo. Oo, maski naman sa permit and licensing, di ba? Meron ka pa ring food safety dyan, nandyan ang City Health Services Office. Kasama rin dito yung parte ng implementation ng sanitation code. Oo.
Anyway, can I get the reaction from Ma'am Joby, please, ma'am? Kasi nag-viral na to, even na-report ko pa rin sa station namin ito kahapon eh.
Yeah, really, it's very important to be that operation of establishments like this should be regulated, no? In the first place, of course, if they have a license, kailangan dapat siguro nag-undergo talaga yan ng inspection din ng health offices, no? To check on their sanitation operation, yung mga mechanisms nila in their operation. Sa accreditation kasi ng Department of Tourism, lahat yan tinitingnan. No, kaya nga we're promoting DOT accreditation kasi we inspect the kitchen, no? Paano ba ang orderliness of the kitchen? Paano ba yung hygiene and sanitation in the kitchen? So, yun ay I'm not, hindi ko kilala itong restaurant na to, but again, as mentioned by Vaj, it's important that you have to comply with standards, no? May Department of Tourism standards. I'm sure yung ating permits and licensing, meron din sariling standards din naman yan, no? And perhaps there's a reason for them to really close for the meantime kasi to check really on their compliance. Baka hindi na inspect. I'm not really sure of the circumstances, but yes, you have to, especially so we are a premier destination, no? So yung mga ganitong klaseng establishments have no place in a premier destination, no? So siguro kailangan nating tingnan talaga na lahat ng nag-ooperate within the city ay nagko-comply sa kung ano man yung existing na standards.
Okay.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, anyway, sa tourism industry natin sa Cordillera, ma'am, gaano ang naging epekto nitong fuel crisis natin when it started mga February yata? Gaano ang naging impact sa tourism natin dito sa Cordillera?
Thank you for asking. Although it was already mentioned kanina, nagkaroon din tayo ng survey, no? Immediately, that was March, nung nagkaroon tayo ng crisis na ganyan. At it was already announced also by the mayor kung ano yung decline, no? Percentage decline when it comes to tourist arrivals kasi yung tinitingnan natin. So we saw rin talaga na 40 to 50% nag-decline for that period alone. But as mentioned, it started to already pick up nung at least bumaba na yung ating yung price, no, ng fuel, and then at the same time, you know, meron pa rin yung culture of travel sa mga Filipinos, no, kahit medyo mahal, although there is now a security or sense of security dahil may supply na yung gasoline, kahit mahal, you know, you invest on the experience pa rin no? So people still travel, as you have seen siguro, and as they have reported, mataas na ngayon ang ating occupancy rate sa mga establishments or sa mga accommodation hotels.
So,
especially on the weekend, no?
Okay, ma'am.
Especially on the weekend.
Yun sa domestic, ma'am. Sa international tourists natin, pumupunta dito sa Cordillera, nag-bounce back na ba after this crisis impact?
Alam mo yung sa international arrivals natin, walang masyadong impact sa international arrivals natin sa domestic lang talaga nagkaroon ng impact. Kasi when you go abroad, for instance, those traveling inbound, they're not very conscious. Kasi, of course, they come from the first world countries, although affected din naman sila, but not much, no, compared to us, no. And by the way, even in the past year, ang ating foreign arrivals in the Cordillera ay mas tumataas pa, no? And we hope na this year we will have more foreign arrivals. That is why we still need to intensify yung ating promotions din sa mga key markets natin abroad.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. My next question is directed kay General Dilag. Magandang tanghali, sir. You mentioned about police na I believe na activate in different parts of the Cordillera. Gaano karami po ito, sir? Yung mga tourist police po natin in the Cordilleras.
Depende sa projected visitors ng mga tourist spots natin. But basically, lalagyan natin ng tourist police desk bawat tourist police destination. So, sa ngayon, yun nga, marami ngayon dito sa Baguio. And we're opening up dun sa areas ng Benguet, Mountain Province, Kalinga, and other provinces.
Gaano ka-effective ito, sir, yung mga tourist natin?
Yun lang, at least may dedicated lang na police officers dun sa area. Kasi kung hindi natin gagawin yon, baka magtuturan yung mga personnel natin. At saka, mas maganda rin yung kabisado nila yung area and alam nila kung ano yung dapat gawin ng isang tourist police officer.
O kasi yung mga nakaraan na yung mga uniform din sila to become distinct from a regular
Yes.
police. Meron ganun ba, sir?
Yes. Yun din yung gagawin natin.
Oo nga.
And napansin nyo, dito ay discouraged yung deployment nga ng mga PMFCs natin or yung mga City Mobile Group natin sa mga tourist areas kasi hindi maganda yung yung impact, parang war zone ang dating. So, diniscourage ko yon. So, mas tayo dun sa mga simpleng yung basic lang na suot ng ating mga kapulisan.
Okay. Thank you very much po.
Thank you.
Yan, maraming salamat, Sir Romy.
And thank you also to our panelists po for answering our questions. Unfortunately po, in the interest of time, we have to limit our question and answer portion at this point. And our panelists will be free po after the kapihan. If you have more questions, if you want to say anything else, andito lang naman po sila sa DOT car after the kapihan to entertain po your questions. And of course, laging bukas po yung opisina po ng ating mga panelists para po sa inyong mga concerns. So if you still have questions, don't worry. You may visit po yung kanilang mga opisina.
And that being said, we are now going to hear itong mga final grabe naman final message. Yung mga wrap-up messages ng ating mga panelists. First in the line, Councilor Yuri Wagan.
Thank you. Again, thank you for the invitation. Ihabol ko lang pala because we have our tour guides here represented from tour guides. Naipasa po ng opisina natin yung libre na po yung entrance ng mga tour guides sa mga city parks natin. This is for tour guides all over Cordillera, hindi lang po Baguio. Yes, dito accredited. And I have to thank RD Jovi for helping us in drafting that. This was the initiative of our tour guides. And other than that, for our transients or mga short-term rentals naman natin, sinusubukan po natin, ang opisina po natin, sinusubukan natin isulong na sila lang po na mga legitimate businesses ang mai-post po sa mga Airbnb and mga other similar apps po or booking apps. Ito po is for, hindi pa po siya naipasa sa batas, pero po yung for our tour guides po, our stakeholders, naipasa na po yun. We will be posting it po again sa Visita page for the information of everybody. Ang second step po natin doon is kausapin na itong mga private tourist sites to adopt the same. And actually, yung iba pa nga talaga, sila nauna talaga sa ganun. Libre na po talaga. We're just merely adopting their practices. And yun lang po, again, we encourage to visit not just only Baguio, but whole Cordillera. I can attest to this because before I became a councilor, nag-work naman po tayo sa DA, tsaka sa NEDA, and sa region po talaga inikot po namin. And Cordillera is a very beautiful place. And we have also ang very responsive naman po ang ating kapulisan dito sa Cordillera that will keep us protected. Again, maraming salamat.
Ayan. Maraming salamat po, Councilor. Now, we hear from Miss Minnie Brillante Nulyar.
Again, online again, okay, for the Gen Z and former Gen Z, okay, at least we have this kapihan wherein we could update you, okay, with our itineraries, with our packages, and at the same time update with what's happening with tourism. Sabi nga ni Sir, okay, libre na ang mga tour guides, sana pati yung coordinators, Sir, mga tour coordinators, o diba? Kasi nga minsan, okay, pupunta doon, pero si tour guide wala pambayad, okay. But again, okay, with Ma'am Jovi, okay, thank you, Department of Tourism, for always welcoming us and inviting us with this kind of event. Thank you, ma'am.
Of course, may we call on also Miss Elisa Escobar for a wrap-up message.
Thank you for RD Jovi for this invitation. This is also a good opportunity to call, di ba, we have responsible tourism. There's also a call for responsible business operation. You know, it's not just the responsibility of the LGU or of the DOT to safeguard. It's also, it rests with the business sector also. That we have to be the first line of defense to be responsible with how we operate our business. Responsible for our workers, responsible for our operations in general. So thank you, marami pong salamat.
Maraming salamat, ma'am. We also hear from Miss Evangeline Paino.
On behalf of the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio, I would like to thank the Department of Tourism, CAR, for this opportunity to participate in the opening of the Cordillera Creative Hub, as well as share perspectives today on the tourism development. We remain committed as a partner and stakeholder in the tourism in partnership with CAR, as well as with our city government, in pushing for an initiative that will benefit not just Baguio but the Cordilleras. So at this point, we'd like to invite our visitors and guests and those who are watching. Baguio and the Cordilleras is a year-round destination. Immerse in the Cordilleras, find yourself. It's the destination for a season, for a reason, and there's no other way to appreciate and patronize our country but by supporting our destinations. That's all. Thank you.
And from the Police Regional Office Cordillera, we have with us the Regional Director, Erickson Dilag.
Thank you, RD Jovi, ma'am, for giving us this platform to state our full support sa mga projects ng DOT at during one of our command conferences with the Chief PNP, ay binigyan kami ng guidance nga to coordinate with you and to strengthen yung tourist police units natin. At sabi nga sa mantra ng ating Chief PNP, ang bagong PNP para sa bagong Pilipinas, serbisyong mabilis, tapat at nararamdaman.
Ayan, maraming salamat po, Director. We finally hear the closing message of the Regional Director of the Department of Tourism Cordillera, Regional Director Jovita Ganonget.
Thank you very much. So once again, sincere appreciation also to our partners, no, both from the government and from our private sector, no. Parang gusto kong i-announce din, nabangan naman ninyo yung mga offers ng mga accommodation establishments natin and mga tour operators natin, no. So it's not just for tourists at hindi natin napag-usapan kasi we had a meeting prior to this na yung mga staycations, no, is also one way of supporting our businesses within Baguio City and the Cordilleras. Let's support them. At saka nakikita ko rin talaga na it's a trend na yung staycation, no? So, sometimes there is a need for us to really get out of our own comfort zone, yung ating mga bahay, and also try experiencing staying in a hotel, not just to support, but really to have that kind of a relaxing ambience din, no? So, na iba from home. So, again, abangan ninyo at supportahan naman natin ang turismo dahil ang turismo nagbibigay po ng trabaho sa ating mga communities, hindi lang sa mga workers ng hotels. Ang nakikita nyo yung mga malalaki. But yung ating ring mga vendors, for instance, in the parks, yung ating mga pony boys, for instance, sa mga parks din natin, and small players kasi napakalaki talaga din ang multiplier effect ng turismo sa agrikultura, sa transportasyon, at sa mga iba-iba pang industriya ng ekonomiya, no? And of course, course, ang pinopromote natin, hindi lang ekonomiya, kundi napaka-importante yung protection of the environment. Kasi wala naman po talagang turismo kung hindi maayos ang environment. No, we cannot market an environment na hindi maayos, no? And then of course yung kultura rin natin, kailangan talaga natin yung talagang sensitivity din, and to really also propagate and in a way parang nurture a culture, kasi ito rin ang turismo. Kung walang kultura, so ano ang may pagmamalaki natin? So all of this, nakadepende ang turismo, kaya kasama po ninyo ang Department of Tourism sa pagpapalaganap ng lahat ng mga ito. So again, let's cooperate, let's innovate more, and let's develop more products. Kasi kung dito po sa Cordillera, as mentioned by Councilor Yuri, lahat siguro ng parte ng Cordillera sa akin na 32 years in the service, every nook and cranny nakita ko talaga. And napakaganda. Hindi po talaga natin may pagpapalit. Pat kailangan po natin ng tulungan din ng mga communities natin para mas maging accessible, mas may promote pa at malaman din ng karamihan sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino at ating mga bisita sa labas ng bansa. So, again, thank you very much sa ating mga media for always joining us in information dissemination sa ating public, kasi ang public po may karapatan malaman kung ano ang ginagawa po ng gobyerno at yung buong industriya as a whole. So thank you. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Matago-tago takulosan.
Alright, maraming salamat po RD Jovi, and to all our panelists for your message, and of course sa mga napakahalagang impormasyon po na ibinahagi po ninyo sa atin ngayong araw.
Muli, nagpapasalamat din po kami sa lahat ng mga media partners natin na nandito at sa lahat ng mga bumubuo ng tourism sector, and sa lahat po ng nanood and nag-abang dito sa ating kapihan dito sa turismo. Ngayon, we are hoping na marami pong natutunan ng ating mga online viewers and on-site viewers sa mga diskusyon natin ngayong umaga, especially po sa latest tourism developments, mga upcoming events and initiatives na patuloy na pinalalakas ng iba't ibang mga ahensya and local government units dito sa Cordillera region.
Pero sa mga nandito po sa DOT Car and our viewers through our live stream, wag po muna kayong aalis, because we will now be proceeding to another important milestone, as the DOT Car and ProCar will be signing a memorandum of agreement to formalize their partnership aimed at strengthening tourism safety and security across the Cordillera region. And while we wait po sa ating MOA signing, we will be showing again yung atin pong video presentation of our 2026 Best Tourism Village.
Environment for both domestic and international visitors. The partnership seeks to enhance the visibility and effectiveness of tourist police personnel in safeguarding tourism sites and events. And at this juncture, we have now the Regional Director of the DOT Car, Jovita Ganongan, and the Regional Director of ProCar, RD Erickson Dilag, for the signing of Memorandum of Agreement.
And under the memorandum of agreement that is being signed by RD Jovi and RD Dilag, DOT Car and ProCar will collaborate on capacity building programs, resource mobilization, destination security planning, and stakeholder engagement to strengthen tourism protection services throughout the region. DOT Car will provide tourism-related training, technical assistance, and tourism information support, while ProCar will lead the deployment, monitoring, and operational management of tourist police units. Through this strategic partnership, both agencies reaffirm their shared commitment to ensuring that the Cordillera remains a safe, secure, and tourist-friendly destination, thereby contributing to sustainable tourism development and enhancing visitor confidence in the region.
Ngayon pa lamang, makikita na natin ang mga napag-usapan sa ating kapihan kanina hindi lamang ang mananatiling plano. Palakpakan po natin ang DOT CAR and ProCAR sa napaka-importanting partnership na ito na kanilang nilagdaan ngayong umaga. Sa pamamagitan ng MOA na pinirmahan ng ating mga regional directors ay nakikita natin ang commitment ng DOT CAR at ProCAR upang higit pang mapalakas ang turismo at matiyak ang kaligtasan at seguridad ng ating mga turista dito sa ating rehiyon.
And before we conclude, may we call on the other panelists po of this morning's kapihan for a photo opportunity?
Ayan.
So once again po, Ma'am Minnie, Sir Yuri, Ma'am Vanji, Ma'am Elisa, may we call on you again po para po sa isang picture taking. Ayan, so mabibigat yung witness natin, Sir Clint, ngayon, no?
Oo nga, no?
Councilor President.
Okay. Ayan, sa ating mga online viewers, kanina nga po ay nilagdaan ang Memorandum of Agreement ng DOT CAR and ProCAR para po sa mas malakas pa na partnership upang palakasin ang ating mga tourist police.
And now, as we finally